Cembranelli. Yeah, so but it's okay. It's okay. It's Italian and Brazilian. Yeah. So, hi everyone. Yeah. So I'm very happy to be here. Yeah. So I don't speak a lot when I'm painting. Yeah. I paint very quickly. Yeah. And probably I'm going to paint flowers. I don't know yet what I'm going to paint, but it's in my mind. But I'm going to paint some florals. Yeah. Um, this paper is half sheet. This is Cézanne from Hanemüller. Yeah. And I'm going to work wet on wet with a lot of water and pigment. And probably I'm going to make a bouquet here. Yeah. You are going to see that I lift out a lot of the pigment. Yeah? So I work with the white of the paper all the time. Yeah? The white of the paper is the most important thing to me. Yeah? So I never use an opaque color. Yeah? So I just play with the white of the paper. So if I don't save the white of the paper and if it doesn't work, I start again. Yeah? So I like to work with synthetic brushes, yeah, but it's just because I can lift out easily, yeah, with synthetic brushes. What else? Sometimes I draw, sometimes I don't draw. I'm not going to draw here, yeah. I'm going just to add water and the pigment, and let's see what's going to happen, yeah, okay? So I just needed to drink some Coke. Yeah. It's Coke, yeah, it's nothing more. Yeah. Okay. It's a little bit, it's not flat, but once I'm going to add water, probably it's going to be flat, yeah, so probably, yeah. Okay, so, and I needed to work with all pigments very, very juicy, with a lot of water, yeah, so that's all, yeah. So all my brushes, they are synthetic, yeah. Some brushes, they look like synthetic. They look like that they are not synthetic, but they are, yeah. So many brands, yeah. So there are some brands with my name, but you don't need to buy these brands because they are more expensive. You can buy the same brush without my name, yeah. So you can buy Skoda, you can buy Raphael, you can buy Da Vinci, you can buy Princeton. So it must be a synthetic brush. Yeah. So I mix brands. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So I'm going to wet the paper a little bit. Yeah. So I'm going to add the paper, so it's going to stick, yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, water, so yeah. I look for transparent pigments all the time, yeah, so and I mix my colors on the paper. Yeah, so I start here, and I finish here. Why? Because I wanted to play with some unexpected mixing, yeah. So, it seems that I'm just adding colors everywhere, but I'm trying to add more colors here, so I want a focal point here, so I'm not going to work here, yeah? So, mhm. Right now, I know more or less what I'm going to do, yeah, but um, mm. I come back and then I lift out again, yeah. So sometimes I needed to wait a little bit and I needed to respect how wet is the paper. When we paint wet on wet, yeah, it's, in my opinion, it's about painting fast. Yeah, it's not, it doesn't mean that it's a good or a bad painting. It's about the speed of painting, yeah, so, mhm. Yeah, and then I needed to find shapes here. Yeah, so um, if I can't lift anymore, so I'm going to work with a darker color. I'm talking about the values, yeah, so a darker mixing. So the white of the paper will be restored again, yeah. Mhm. So my paper is wet, yeah. I needed just to use pigment, yeah. If I add more water, I'm going to have blooms. Um, we can have beautiful blooms or blossoms, no? But if we don't want them, so it's a mistake, yeah. So everything I say, it's just my opinion, yeah. Just my opinion. There are many ways of painting the same thing, and all of them work, yeah. So this is too dry now, anyway. So that's why I need a synthetic brush, yeah, so because I can lift out. Yeah. And I can carve. Yeah, it's like I'm carving the paper. I don't know if you understand me. Yeah, anyway, I'm carving, and I'm working with the positive and negative shapes. Yeah. And then I add the darks here. Yeah, so let me keep on working with my background here. Darks. Right now it's a little bit abstract, yeah, so but I like this. It's like you are trying, I'm trying to see shapes. So it's dry here. It means that I needed to load my brush with water. Yeah, so sometimes we are afraid of, it's like, oh, the paper is going to be too wet or too dry, so we are not going to do the right thing, yeah. So I just remember that I am in charge, not the paper, yeah, so I'm in charge, yeah, so it's just a sheet of paper. If it doesn't work, I can use another. I'm not going to do this, but sometimes we are too worried about that paper, that watercolor that doesn't work, yeah? So if it doesn't work, it's the learning process, yeah? So we learn something. I don't know, sometimes I talk like a teacher, but I have been teaching for more than 20 years, yeah, so, and I'm still learning. So it's too dry here. So, and when I add water, it's not something, a very flat brush stroke. It's, some people say that I make a flick. I don't know if it makes sense, a flick. I don't know. Flick, yeah? Yeah, they say, in America, they say, oh, he makes a flick. I don't know exactly what is this word, yeah, anyway. Yeah, so. So, I think I can add another flower here. Now my paper is getting dry a little bit, yeah, but it's still interesting, yeah, so, yeah. Let me add more pigment here, yeah, so. This is Queen Magenta, yeah, so. Yeah, so. I come back later here, so. So I come here, and then I have my shape. It's too wet here, so it's spreading the pigment, yeah. So anyway, we can work with background and we can reshape it, yeah. So, and then I soften here outside the paper. And I can keep lifting. You see, I lift. and I add the darks. Now, let's see here. Can start adding some leaves or something that looks like leaves. Yeah, just and then darks here. So I add the layers and layers, and I add the darks, and I try not to outline the shape. Yeah, so in my opinion, every shape must have a hard and soft edge. Yeah, so sometimes more hard edges, sometimes just a few soft edges. Yeah, but then I want more leaves here. Yeah, so. And then I can come back here and try to reshape this a little bit. So. If the white of the paper is saved, so I can add more darks and I can rework a little bit, yeah, so. Again, I'm going to come back here to add more darks, yeah, so. I have another flower here, so. So. I need a darker shape here. Yeah, so. Okay. Yeah. So now I'm going to check my shapes and yeah. Now my paper is getting dry. It's a good moment to add more darks, yeah, so, and to make a few shapes can pop up a little bit, yeah. So I use my background to emphasize my flowers, yeah. So it's like background and foreground, they have the same importance to me, yeah. So they needed to work together, yeah. So. Mm-hmm. So let me use a smaller brush here, just to add the darks. Yeah. Darks here, so I can reshape my flower. Mm-hmm. And then let me add some background here. So I add the darks close to the flowers, yeah, so the flowers can pop up, yeah. Mm-hmm. So this is ultramarine violet, yeah. Yeah. This is burnt sienna, or and then I can come here. Darks. Yeah. I still can do something here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't want to draw too much attention, so I'm just going to suggest something here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, darks. Yeah. Let me come back here. I can add more darks here. This is rose madder, yeah. And yeah, it is still wet here. let me reshape here. So it's dry, dry, dry here, so it's okay. It means that I needed to, my brush must be loaded with water, more water. So. So it's dry. Yeah, so let me come back here because I have some blooms here. Yeah, it's okay. We fixed it. We are in charge, so. Yeah. And then I lift here. I reshape it. Yeah. So, yeah. Let me see if I can add more darks here. Okay. So darks. I need to be careful because I have a lot of water here, so I just add the pigment, and then the pigment is going to run. Yeah, so let me come back here, so I can draw more attention to this part, yeah, so I'm still waiting here, so yeah. So I'm going to try to lift, yeah, so remember, I don't use white, I don't use, so I need to lift, and I need to add darks where I see some blooms. Yeah, so. Okay, so now I'm going to finish. I can finish. I'm just going to add more details. Yeah. I still think that I can do something here. Yeah, so I don't want. No. I don't want to draw attention to this part of my composition, so I try to make everything darker and bolder and here, yeah. So so I can add another one here. And I can add more. Yeah. I think I can. Yeah, I come back several times to the same place because I'm waiting for the right moment to come back and to add pigment, yeah? And I think that this is the common mistake of many people when they're working wet on wet, that they just keep on working in that part of the composition where it's too wet, a lot of pigment, and they keep on working, and then they start making a mess. So that's why I do this all the time. I just work here and then work there and there. It's because I'm waiting for the right moment to come back and to add more darks. Yeah. So it's like here now. I can feel it's dry. Yeah. So and I can add more darks. Yeah. So a little bit, and I can suggest a shape here. So I don't know. I don't like green. Yeah. But I use green. Yeah. So instead of green, I use blue. A lot of blue. Yeah. So leaves, they are a little bit blue. Because this is a painting, yeah, so I can, you don't need to do exactly what you are looking at, yeah, so you can change a little bit the colors, yeah, so, or you can do exactly what you are looking at, yeah, I don't know, yeah, so,
Fabio, just to inform you and everybody watching, they're going to do a fire alarm test in a few minutes' time. But it is just a test, so it will go off, but it will stop very, very quickly. So remain seated, just so that you don't have a paintbrush in your hand. And so keep painting, but just be aware that there will be a loud noise.
what did you say, sorry?
They're going to test the fire alarm system, so there will be a very loud noise soon.
Ah, it's okay, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. But who is going to test? Who?
The people who own
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. 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 So, yeah. Yeah. So, when I'm painting alone, so I stop and then I look from distance. Yeah, so I stop and I look from this, and I look for 15 minutes, and then I come back and I do something in 1 minute. Yeah, so, but every time I'm making a demo or teaching, I can't look from distance. Yeah, so it's very helpful. It's very important. Yeah, so that's why I try to squint my eyes, squint. Yeah, so to close my eyes just to see the main shapes, yeah. Anyway, and a few more darks, and then I'm going to finish here, yeah. So, so just let me add some darks again. I couldn't add darks here because it was wet, yeah, so I can come here and I can Yep. I need to tell you something. This is too long for me. Yeah, I would paint another one. Yeah, so I'm just adding things because I need to do it in 1 hour. Yeah, so
You can
it's
stop if you want and do some questions or
yeah. So
talk.
yeah, yeah. So just a few darks here. Just so what happens is that here I can come back after a couple of hours and I can add a few touches. Yeah. So. But the main thing is done, yeah. So, and now I can add a few calligraphy. Yeah, some people say calligraphy. I don't know. It's just a few darks, a few dots, a few lines. Different colors, yeah. Different. Some of them they are thin. Some of them they are not so thin, yeah. So, and a few dry brush strokes. I'm not adding too many things here because I want to emphasize here. So I have a bigger flower here. Yeah. So we need it. It's like I paint every day. So this is something very. This is my work. Yeah. So, and I know that. Once I finish, yeah, so I'm going to stop and I'm going to look and I'm going to drink water and then the paper is going to dry. Colors, they are going to fade a little bit, yeah, so, and then probably it's going to be better than I thought or not so good, yeah, so anyway, it's like I needed to have a fresh look, yeah, I don't know if it makes sense, yeah, so sometimes we keep on working and working, and it's like sometimes I paint something and then I say it's not good. Most of the time it's not good and it's not good, yeah. But sometimes next day I look again, no, it's worse, yeah. It's not good or it's better, yeah. So, so. Yeah, so I love painting, teaching. So if I have time, I would paint another one, but I think I can't. Yeah, so yeah, so it's like more or less this. Thank you. Yeah. I am an architect, yeah, so in the last year, when I was going to become an architect, I started painting as a hobby. It was just a hobby. 25 years ago, yeah, it's like you had to illustrate your projects with some sort of thing, and then I started painting watercolor just as a hobby. And my mother-in-law, yeah, she was a portrait artist, yeah, and she had a studio, an atelier, and she told me, "Oh, would you like to copy or just for fun? You can use my magazines, my models, and you can do some sketches just for fun." Just it was a hobby, and then I started painting, and then I became an architect, and then her mother invited me to give a workshop in her studio on Saturday, just for fun. And then I started, and I never stopped. And then I started painting and teaching, and so it was an accident, yeah. I was 22 years old when I started painting, yeah. So some people, they say, "Oh, I paint since I was yeah." So no, I started when I was 22, yeah, and I started painting flowers, yeah. So, and I started copying porcelain magazines. That flower, not copying, it was only thing I had in front of me. So I started copying, and then I read that you can lift out pigment when you are painting in porcelain. And then it was an accident. I thought, if I'm going to paint watercolor, I need to lift all the time. Yeah, so, okay. I like to use, it's like, if you look at my palette, you are going to see that I don't use opaque colors, but it's not because it's just me, yeah. I used to say that there are many arts and they use different colors and they make wonderful things, yeah, so it's just what I like. I like to use a lot of blue, ultramarine violet, yeah, and I like to mix with earth colors, and I have my colorful grays. Basically, I just use sap green, ultramarine violet, shadow violet, burnt sienna, permanent alizarin, queen magenta. It's good. Sap green, it's good for me. It's just, yeah, so, but there are so many colors. It's like, I'm like you. I think that many people here paint watercolor. It's like when I go to an art store, an art shop, I buy everything. I have many, yeah. So I'm like you. So all colors, yeah, we love new colors, yeah. So, but I try to work with the same colors, and I add some colors, yeah, because I think that the key of everything is how you mix your colors. Yeah, it's not the color itself, yeah. It's like sometimes you look at his work and then you say, he has a beautiful yellow, he uses it's not the yellow, it's how he mixes his yellows and the next color, yeah. This is the key of everything, yeah. In my opinion, everything I say, it's just my opinion, yeah, just my opinion, yeah, so, okay. And I don't use black, I don't use sepia. I was watching Pablo's demo, and he mentioned it's sepia. Yeah, you see, so, and he paints wonderful things, and he uses that color. I don't use, yeah, so I don't use black. I don't use indigo, yeah. I don't use ochre, yeah. I think it's too opaque for me, but it's just me, yeah. So, just me, yeah. Yeah, I can. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's different. Yeah. Yes, please. What's your question? Sorry.
Do you sometimes use food to reference, or you always?
No, it's like, yes, I have, I look, how can I say this? It's like, I look at the real thing and I take photos and I can do something looking at photos, yeah? But maybe some flowers, it's like, it's my job, so I paint every day and I teach, yeah? So, and I have some flowers in my mind and I can do some sort of flower demo where I can, but I use photos and I look at the real flowers, yeah, if we talk about flowers, yeah. What I'm trying to say is that if I paint this, it's not a gift, yeah, it's my job. I paint every day, yeah, so it's natural that I have something in my mind, yeah. I can do this, I can do poppies, I can do daisies or another flower, but I use photos, yeah, and I use the real things, the real flowers, yeah. I just don't like to paint plein air, yeah. So because it's just me, because of it's too hot or too cold, and I don't like bugs and mosquitoes. But I think it's wonderful. So some people paint plein air and they make wonderful things, yeah. So, but it's